Hello to everyone. This is Viewpoint on Ноян Tapan TV, and I am Benyamin Poghosyan. Today we will discuss the implications of the emergence of new leadership in Nagorno-Karabakh Republic. On September 9, the Parliament of Nagorno-Karabakh Republic elected new president, Mr. Samvel Shahramanyan, who previously held different state positions in Nagorno-Karabakh Republic, including director of the National Security Service from 2018-2020, as well as the Secretary of the Security Council, effective since January 2023. The election of new leadership came to the very strategic moment for Nagorno-Karabakh Republic. Karabakh is under blockade since December 2022, and since mid-June 2023, zero humanitarian cargo have been passed to Nagorno-Karabakh. Population is at the brink of starvation, while all calls of international community, including during the August 16 UN Security Council discussions, so far had zero effect on Azerbaijan leadership. Azerbaijan continues to demand that the Aghdam Road should be used also, that Aghdam Road should be equal to Lachin corridor, but the most important thing is that Azerbaijan wants to cancel the notion of corridor at all. Because Azerbaijan is telling that yes, some supplies through international Red Cross can be made also via Lachin, but not as a corridor, simply as a road, and full in line with Azerbaijani legislation, including customs and other requirements, which means that effectively Azerbaijan wants to transform the Lachin corridor into another road, full under Azerbaijani jurisdiction, and at the end of the day, even if at the beginning there will be some supplies both via Aghdam and Lachin, then Azerbaijan definitely will make steps to decrease the level of supplies via Lachin, almost telling that, okay, look, there is an Aghdam road, so let's, for example, transfer 20 trucks per day via Aghdam and only one truck via Lachin, or let's use Lachin road only for medical evacuations, bringing some people from Stepanakert to Yerevan for medical treatment. Meanwhile, humanitarian crisis in Nagorno-Karabakh is unfolding and new leadership faces tough challenges. In this context, it's very important what the newly elected president, Mr. Shahramanyan, stated on September 9 during the parliamentary session. He said that from his vision, Nagorno-Karabakh is still disputed territory and it should have relevant or certain status. He also mentions that Nagorno-Karabakh should have secure land connection with Armenia via Lachin corridor, but also he mentions that his main task and the end game of Nagorno-Karabakh in the future negotiation with Azerbaijan, which he says that Nagorno-Karabakh is ready, is to keep Artsakh Armenian and to transfer to the future generations Armenian Artsakh or Armenian Nagorno-Karabakh. This is very important because Mr. Shahramanyan did not explicitly speak about independence of Nagorno-Karabakh Republic, about unification with Armenia, which means that the current leadership understands the real constraints and the real difficulties surrounding Nagorno-Karabakh, which means that currently, while speaking about readiness to negotiate with Azerbaijan, at least as a starting point, Nagorno-Karabakh authorities can push forward the idea of the restoration of autonomy within Azerbaijan. Of course, many may say, but this is absolutely unacceptable for Azerbaijan. President Aliyev and other Azerbaijani officials repeated and reiterated many times that there should be no autonomy, no special rights for Armenians. But key here is not what Azerbaijan is going to say. The key here is what international community is going to say. Because currently, Armenian government drops any demand even for autonomy and stop using the term self-determination, even internal self-determination. Because there is internal self-determination, which means some autonomy within the same state, and there is also external self-determination, which means the secession and establishment of an independent state. Currently, Armenian government is not using neither the term autonomy nor the term of internal self-determination. And this creates complications even for those in the international community who would like to somehow support Armenia and especially support Nagorno-Karabakh. Because it's clear to everyone that if there will be no special status, no autonomy, no international presence in Nagorno-Karabakh, Armenians simply putting under Azerbaijani jurisdiction and receiving Azerbaijani passport, they will leave. Maybe the protest will not take place within 1 week, it may take place within 1 month, it may take place within 1 year, but at the end of the day, in a very short period of time, all, or at least complete majority of Nagorno-Karabakh Armenians will leave Nagorno-Karabakh. Those in international community who are not interested to be part of this process, At the end of the day, no one wants to be accused of supporting or turning blind eye on soft ethnic cleansing. They will be ready to think about how we can prevent this soft ethnic cleansing happening. And definitely, again, as I mentioned, if no autonomy, no special rights, no international presence, no guarantees for Nagorno-Karabakh Armenians, this is a direct way for hard or at least soft ethnic cleansing within a very short period of time. So, in this case, when Nagorno-Karabakh authorities are telling that they are ready to start negotiation with Azerbaijan, that they are ready to use any roads which can bring supplies to Nagorno-Karabakh, but Lachin corridor should remain in its place. And again, I would like to emphasize the Lachin corridor, not Lachin road, because what Azerbaijan wants, he wants to have two roads, Aghdam road, Lachin road, fully under Azerbaijani jurisdiction. Aghdam road is an internal road within Azerbaijan, Lachin road, internal road within Azerbaijan, which means to cancel the notion of corridor, which was embedded in November 10, 2020 trilateral statement. So, by clearly stating that Nagorno-Karabakh authorities are ready first to negotiate with Azerbaijan, they are not putting or publicly speaking about independence or unification with Armenia, and they are just telling that Nagorno-Karabakh Artsakh should remain Armenian. Nagorno-Karabakh Artsakh should have certain or relevant status. This is a good starting point, not to speak with Azerbaijan, because definitely Azerbaijani authorities now will reject everything, telling that no, this is non-starter, nothing is going to happen, we will continue what we are doing. And at the end of the day, we will have few Armenians remaining in Nagorno-Karabakh, at least through starvation, if not through using of military force. But this is a good point to start with some exchange of ideas with the international community, at least those in international community who are not interested to see no Armenians in Nagorno-Karabakh, or to see few Armenians in Nagorno-Karabakh, mostly 60 plus. And at the end of the day, we will have the same situation as we have in Nakhichevan, where last Armenian left Nakhichevan in early 1988. So the current messaging of Nagorno-Karabakh authorities are important. Now it's a time for international community to establish more contact with Nagorno-Karabakh authorities. Very recently, President of the European Council, Charles Michel, in his statements reiterated that EU Special Representative Toivo Klar and Toivo Klar team, they are in daily contact with Armenian, Azerbaijani authorities and also with representatives of Nagorno-Karabakh regarding the crisis around in Nagorno-Karabakh and also the situation around the blockade of Lachin corridor. It means that some sort of contacts have been established. Now it's time, and here Nagorno-Karabakh authorities should make efforts, and Armenia also should support, because if for whatever reasons, maybe because fears that Azerbaijan will attack Armenia, if Armenia will start to speak about autonomy of Nagorno-Karabakh within Azerbaijan, or Armenia will start to use at least internal self-determination, if Armenian government fears that this will automatically mean large-scale attack of Azerbaijan against Armenia, and that is why they cannot use this vocabulary, at least Armenian government also may facilitate the contacts between the new leadership of Nagorno-Karabakh and at least those friendly external forces outside Armenia who are not interested to see hard or ethnic soft cleansing in Nagorno-Karabakh. And maybe if contacts will be established, then there will be some hope that situation will not turn into as violence, because Azerbaijan threatens to use force, telling that, okay, I'm not going to wait too much, I spent 3 years, now I want Azerbaijani jurisdiction over Nagorno-Karabakh, Azerbaijani flag in Stepanakert, and no special rights, nothing. Or people will not die from hunger, because if this situation continues and Azerbaijan keeping blocking the Lachin corridor and nothing is changed, then it will be very, very tough winter for Nagorno-Karabakh Armenia. Starting from December, situation will be out of control. Absolutely, and at the end of the day, people will be forced to leave Nagorno-Karabakh, either via checkpoint or maybe through some mountain paths. But at the end of the day, we will have the new situation. Few Armenians will remain in Karabakh somewhere in March, April 2024, if situation remains the same. So again, it's time to facilitate the contacts between new Nagorno-Karabakh Republic leadership and those international actors who are not interested in either hard or soft ethnic cleansing of Armenians in Nagorno-Karabakh. This is all for now, and we will meet soon.